Hey, it's Naneski, and we actually just celebrated my daughter's 8th birthday, which is such a big deal. Like, I used to look at other people who had 8-year-olds and I'd be like, wow. Now, that person is me. I have an 8-year-old daughter. Anyway, it's so special because also when I was pregnant with my 8-year-old daughter, that's when I started this ministry online, and so it makes it that much more special. Anyway, I just wanted to give you this cute background while it lasts because I'm about to take it down. Anyway, so I wanted to start with this topic of why kids hate piano lessons. And I know this is such a, hate is such a strong word, and I actually, I was looking at the news and I once saw an article about this, and it was titled that exact title, Why Do Kids Hate Piano Lessons? And I was like, oh my goodness, this sounds so awful. And I clicked on it, and it was such an interesting read, about why this happens. And with that, I want to start with a quick story. So I had this one student classmate in my school, and he was a single child. So I, coming from a family of 7 kids, okay, it was a family of 9, we had 7 kids, and my parents couldn't afford piano lessons for me. They only afforded piano lessons for my older sister, and I didn't get any piano lessons. My older sister was supposed to kind of teach me, which she kind of did, but I don't really remember. Anyway, and so basically that one classmate, his name was Nick, and he was a single child, and I remember just always being so he kind of got the best stuff because he was a single child, so he had the nice gifts and for his birthday, and anyway, and so he actually had piano lessons, and I remember I was like, I just thought that was so cool that he had piano lessons. And I remember one day he was telling me, he's like, man, I have piano lessons today, and I was like, what do you mean? I was shocked why he was giving this, I have piano lessons today, because, I always thought it would be such a great thing to have piano lessons, and he was so discouraged and annoyed by it, but he kept on going because his mom, she wanted him to play piano, So years passed, years and years and years, and we went to a small private school that my dad himself opened for us. It's so cool. Anyway, and so he, we kept growing, and we all kept in touch because it was a fairly small school. And so later, literally after high school, my brother was friends with him. He would come over, and we're like, hey, play something. And he was like, no. That was his reaction. What do you mean? You went to piano school for 7 years. You graduated piano school. Play something. And he was avoiding the piano at all costs. And I remember I was shocked because his mom's such a sweet lady. She tried so hard, and he was like, no. And I started looking into this and why? Why did that happen? And in fact, being an adult now, I get to meet a lot of, friends. We just moved to a new area, so we're meeting a lot of friends. And I've heard, I would say, okay, this is a rough estimate of the people that I know. I would say, maybe 30 or 40% of all the people that I meet in my community, they have taken piano lessons as a kid, okay? And they're like, oh yeah, I used to take piano as a kid. And I'm like, and they're always like, yeah, I don't play anymore. And I'm like, why not? That's my biggest question. That's so interesting to me. Why do so many people learn as kids and then they start kind of avoiding the piano? They don't really like it. And so I started looking into it, and basically what's happening is during piano lessons, of course, I'm not bashing on piano teachers at all. I respect all teachers because they work so hard, to get the point across. I don't think it's necessarily the teacher. I think it's a combination between the piano method and the requirement for the child. For example, the piano method wants the child to learn the C scale and repeat it 20 times. And then he'll come home and the mom is like, did you repeat the piano scale 20 times? Go practice, right? Because now you have to go to piano lessons again this week, and you have to practice, And then the kid is like, oh, piano scales really, It's not playing his favorite song. It doesn't have any meaning attached to his life, right? It's not even a song. It's just piano scales. And so, I think number one is that the piano method makes music irrelevant to the child's life. So instead of tying it down and making it like, hey, it's your friend's birthday next week. Do you want to learn to play the song Happy Birthday to share it with your friend? Yes, I do, right? That gives it a relevant reason to learn piano. But when you're taking them to piano lessons and you say, one day you'll learn, but right now play scales, for the kid, it's kind of like, okay, like, it doesn't really make sense, I guess, basically. So when, and then, when the piano lesson is like in an hour, the mom is like, teacher, just hurry, go play those scales 20 times, and then the kid comes to the lesson, and a lot of times the teacher will be like, okay, play the scales, and he'll play them, and he'll make a mistake, and she'll be like, did you practice? And then the kid feels like completely like, anyway, so do you know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily bashing on piano teachers. What I'm saying is that the method plus the expectation, that's the word I was looking for, the expectation of the child to play irrelevant tasks mixed together creates this negative connotation to music inside the child. So yes, they can continue going to piano lessons and they can continue to please you because you're the parent and you're telling them, I'm paying for this and you better learn, and they'll learn. But will they love it? Will they love serving people with this gift when it becomes more of this negative practice, irrelevant things type of thing? So I think that's the number one reason is the piano method itself. And that's it. I'll leave you at that and I'll share more in the next video. Bye.